So far in 2025, we've seen a number of errors. This is normal, right? Including some that guys probably aren't going to be making 2 to 3 months from now as they settle into their routines and knock the rust off a bit. That's not saying that these haven't been consequential, some of them have been, but again, they're to be expected. But what certainly isn't predictable at any time of the year are brain freezes. Plays so hard to decipher that they hurt your head to watch. And that's exactly what we saw yesterday in the Tigers-Mariners game, and it cost one team dearly by the end of the contest. Facing 9-hole hitter J.P. Crawford, Detroit ace Terry Skubal managed to induce a weak ground ball to the right side on a sinker, where Colt Keith, his second baseman, inexplicably spun to throw to second with 2 outs before having to throw it to first, resulting in it being laid and Crawford reaching. Just watch that play again. It's hard to even break down. Did he not know there were 2 outs? Why didn't he just throw it to second when he seemed like he was posturing to do so and he still had a little time? Furthermore, why did he spin on that play when normally you'll see a guy just grab it and throw statically? Just completely mind-boggling. And perhaps what's worse is that literally on the next pitch, Victor Robles would crush a hanging changeup with the ball just eluding the leaping effort of the center fielder, resulting in a 2-run double. It would take Skubal an additional 7 pitches after this to get out of the frame, taxing the lefty en route to him only being able to throw 5 2/3 innings. And even though Detroit was able to rally back to score 2 runs a couple frames later, the Seattle bullpen and Luis Castillo would combine to close things down, despite a somewhat tumultuous 9th inning. This means those 2 runs, which were somehow earned by the way because this play was considered a single, ended up being the difference between a Tigers win and a tough loss, which could end up being consequential by season's end if the AL Central stays as congested as we think it may be, given the semi-equal level of talent across the top 4 teams in the division. Now, I want to ask you guys a question. Which team in the Central do you think is going to emerge as the frontrunner? And which, if any, of the other squads do you see making a wild card, as both Detroit and Kansas City managed to do last year? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please consider liking and subscribing and checking out any one of these recommended videos. Have a great rest of your day, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.